in here somewhere. Today is the occasion of Pat Nicholls' 80th birthday. Well, in fact, it isn't. That's him. If you feel like I do that this is some gigantic hoax, there's no way that Pat can be 80 years old. 55, maybe approaching 60, but looking around the room, notice I'm the third luckiest person in here. Aside from my dad, my brother Andy, I've known Pat Nicholls longer than anyone else in this room. Getting on for 30 years.
In your dreams.
Pat is a person of many excellent qualities, and I've been racking my brains trying to but I'd like to mix some reminiscences about some childhood events with some of the qualities that you know, and I'm sure love about my mother. I made a career in education. In fact, I don't know whether Mum was trying to rub it in or something, but over this meal she sat me between a lawyer and a doctor. It felt like an isolated poverty. I'm certain that the reason that I've been so fond of education, been so involved in it throughout my life, has a great deal to do to my mother's commitment. You know, every year I have to give a speech at commencement with the graduates on their way. One of the things we really like to emphasize is a commitment to lifelong learning. And I cannot think of any better example of that than my mother, who is taking classes at the College of DuPage and other places. I know that's where she's met many of her good friends here. And she sort of exemplifies the highest ideals of wanting to keep on learning throughout her life. In England, at the time when I was about 10 years old, there was an infamous system called the 11 plus. I don't know if you've heard of it. And my mother, I guess, wasn't too sure whether I was going to make it through this exam. It was a very important exam. You spent one Saturday morning. When you were about 10 years old, you took a single examination, and it basically determined your career. You either went to a grammar school or a secondary modern school, and one was university training, and the other one wasn't. And I remember Mum sending me off Saturday mornings for about a year prior to this event to visit a nun, whose name I've forgotten now.
Mother Mary Nunciata.
Mother Mary Nunciata. Coached me very vigorously and rigorously.
She was my friend, again.
And was a wonderful person and got me through it. Another occasion that springs back to the past is when I must have been, again, about 9 or 10, going to a school in Purley in England. The name is called the Rope School. I hated the place. I was not learning anything much there. I guess my mother tuned into this. I wasn't really accepted too well by the other kids for whatever reason. And Mum figured out that I deserved a shot at a Catholic public school nearby called John Fisher School. And it's one of my earliest memories is going up there for an interview with the canon, who was the headmaster. And I was sitting in the study sort of dozing off and stroking the dog. The canon was talking to Mum, and all of a sudden he turned around and pointed a finger at me and said 7 sevens. And without the least hesitation, I quickly responded 43. On that slender evidence of my scholastic abilities. This leads into another quality. My mother is an extremely generous person in many ways. And I should perhaps say something high-flown about the terrific cost of education, particularly sending me to a private school, and certainly Bridget as well. But I have a fonder memory of that. When I was 9 years old, I took a fancy to model railways. And I had these leaflets and brochures for model railways. Just Mum used to kid me that these were my Bible. I carried them everywhere with me. And then, the greatest Christmas of all time, I opened this large present. It was a complete electric railway set. starting the engine. I think that was one Christmas I shall never, ever forget. It was a wonderful present, and typical of what my mother used to do for all of us kids. Qualities of good taste. Of course, looking around the room, anyone with friends and family and relations such as this must have excellent good taste. But really, in all that Pat says and does, you do recognize that she is a very classy lady. Although there have been one or two exceptions here. An episode of some wallpaper that my mother decided would make our living room look just wonderful. When we put it up, I guess Mum and Dad put it up, we decided we simply couldn't live in that room. Like a bamboo jungle. And the following weekend, they took it off. There's also the infamous nude photograph of me, thankfully at a fairly early age, which showed many people potential girlfriends. Commitment to family and friends. We've always been a strong, united family, and something to which Pat has attached great importance. I think all of us here owe her for these qualities. Gatherings such as this only happen for those people who love their family and their friends and are willing to make the effort to keep close to them. Particularly, Mum, I want to thank you, well, for many, many occasions, but truly reminded me earlier on, coming over, for example, when Steve was born. We did all the help we could get, looking after Trudy, me and the rest of the family. However, again, there have been slippages here. This is absolutely my earliest childhood memory. Coming home from school one day, my sister actually had been taken seriously ill and rushed off to hospital. And Mum had gone with her and warned the lady who was their neighbor to watch out for me coming back from school, and she missed me. And I walked up to my house. This is a traumatic thing. I walked up to my house and knocked at the door, and there was no one there. This had never happened to me in my life before, and I thought, I'd been abandoned. It didn't really come as any great shock, but I just wondered where my supper was going to come. I walked down the road to my Auntie Madge and said, "Can I live with you?" Okay, well, so much for all of that. Let me finish on another note. And this is a particularly fond memory of a game we played once in someone's house at Christmas time. Forfeits were due when certain things happened. And my brother Andy was playing with us, and he drew a forfeit which said that what he had to do was to kiss the most beautiful woman in the room, kneel before the most gracious, and shake the hand of the most intelligent. I thought of this, but Andy did it. He went up to Mum and he kissed her and he shook her hand. Thanks for everything.
He knew which side his bread was on.
I was never shut out.
Okay, so on that note, can I ask you to raise your glasses and join me celebrating the 80th birthday of Pat Nicholls, our friend and wonderful, marvelous person. To you, Pat.
Here, here, here.
After a brief intermission, there will now be a slideshow.
I can't begin to say thank you. I'm nearly in tears. I didn't know Pete thought so much of me. But I just want to thank you all so much for coming. This has been just a wonderful birthday. When I realized I was going to be 80, I thought, no way. I can't be 80. It's awful. And then I thought, I don't know, it could be fun. And I decided it can be fun. And you've all made it possible. And every single person here, including those who've left, are my very, very dear friends. I love you all, and thank you so much for coming. Take what Pete says with a pinch of salt. He also knows which side is bread. Now enjoy the rest.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pat. Happy birthday.
Pickled snakes fit for any king. So if you want a busted jade or an egg that's more or less decayed, or in case you'd like to meet a maid for a nice but naughty fling, come to the supermarket in Old Peking. If you want a gumbo beat or a rickshaw with a sassy seat or a painting rather indiscreet that is simply riveting, come to the supermarket in Old Peking. And if you want some calico or a gentle water buffalo or a guaranteed to glow or a cloak inclined to cling, come to the supermarket in Old Peking. You may search everywhere, but none can compare to my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. And someday, for my sake, she may let me take a bloom from my wild Irish rose. Oh, my name is McNamara, I'm the leader of the band, and though we're few in number, we're the finest in the land. Oh, we play at wakes and weddings and at every fancy ball, and when we play at funerals, we play the marching saw. Oh, the drums go banging, the cymbals clanging, the horns they blaze away. McCarthy punched the old bassoon, what I defense to play. And Tennessee, tunes the flute, and the music is something grand. A credit to old Ireland, here is McNamara's band. Oh, now we are rehearsing for a very swell affair. The annual celebration of the gentry will be there. When President Grant to Ireland came, he took me by the hand. Says he, I've never seen the likes of McNamara's band. Oh, the drums go banging, the cymbals clanging, the horn they blaze away. McCarthy bumps the old bassoon, what if the nights to play. And Tennessee, the music is something grand. A credit to old Ireland is McNamara's band. Well, you've heard this song a million times, haven't you? It's a great old song, it's a famous old song, everybody knows it and everybody sings it. But I did a little research on this song. You know what I discovered? I discovered that there are 2 extra verses. 2 extra verses that nobody ever sings because they're so ethnic. Well, I'm going to sing them for you this afternoon. Oh, my name is Uncle Julius, and from Sweden I have come to play in McNamara's band and beat the big bass drum. And when they walk along the street, the ladies think it's grand. They say there's Uncle Julius playing in an Irish band. Oh, I wear a bunch of shamrocks and a uniform of green, and I'm the funniest looking Swede you have ever seen. There's O'Briens and Ryans and Means and Sheens that come from Ireland, but my Yemeni, I'm the only Swede in McNamara's band. Oh, the drums go banging, the cymbals clanging, the horns they blaze away. McCarthy bumps the old bassoon, what I the pipes to play. And Tennessee, tunes the flute, and the music is something grand. A credit to old Ireland is McNamara's band. A credit to old Ireland is McNamara's band. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mrs. Nicholls. Happy birthday to you. One more time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mrs. Nicholls. Happy birthday. Ha 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 ha!